the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle? Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses.
Both teams riding 2-0 starts here. One will get the turkey and move to 3-0 as week 3 gets underway. That's going to be taken in at the 8. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And they'll be led out by this dual-threat quarterback.
I think we could give them a pass from last week because they still found a way to win, and that's the ultimate job of a quarterback. But those interceptions, that's not what we're used to seeing out of him week to week. The 2 touchdowns, though, well, that's the bar he wants to hit each and every time out. And when he gets there, usually good things follow.
And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They'll try and throw it here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 3rd and just 2 to go. Here's a throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Offense sure is marching to begin this game. Here's a first down from the 30. Pass play coming here. He sends this one to the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And that will set up 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel.
And that's going to be brought in. Touchdown, Chicago. These guys finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
And even if he's still pretty early in his career, we know he is perfectly comfortable and settled into this spot as the be-all, end-all for this offense. Every time you take the field as a quarterback, you know you're gaining experience. You're getting more comfortable in the role. And as he goes forward, he tries to learn and take something away from each and every one of these moments.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Second and 3 now. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll get it up to the 44. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'd really break the backs of the defense.
And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Now it looks like one of the Eagles is having some trouble out there and is in need of some assistance. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Looking to the air here. Short pass brought in. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. To throw it on first down. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now they face second down. Irving here from the gun. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Pass play now. Finds a man right side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. We get a timeout here called by the offense. They kick the running back in motion. He'll throw again on second down. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Back to throw now. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles finish off their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Eagles respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Chicago first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. On first down, they'll run. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Another carry for him. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They send the tight end in motion. Play action on first down. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Looking right, and he finds him. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Chicago first down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's completed right side. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. This throw is caught. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Time to begin the second quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Ball still at the 3 as they get set for 2nd and goal. They give it to him up the middle. And he runs it across. Touchdown! So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with an option, right side. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the carry. Gets him some yards back, but still 3rd and 9 upcoming. Back to throw. He fires one deep down the middle. He's got it inside the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Here's the handoff. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. They'll throw it. This one's caught. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side.
It's a Philadelphia touchdown. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Ryland able to connect on the point after. And the Eagles tie things up at 14. All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
And this one does not go far.
I remember talking to Jim Harbaugh one time, and Bo Schembechler asked him when he was a head coach, you have a tight end with his hand on the ground? Yes, coach. You have a fullback still on your roster? Yes, coach. Then you're going to be just fine.
Hits his running back. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The 2 were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Putting the tight end in motion. First down, and they go right back to him. Jukes one defender, and that tackle stops him after a solid gain. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Throwing now, off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll step up, and there he goes. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll run here on first down. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, second down.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 20 on second down. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
So through a flurry of points, we have hit the 2-minute warning. Trying again from the 2. It's second and goal. Elliott. And he takes it into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. These guys get some late points and the lead. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And his guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys, friends that are defensive guys. And my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls. Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on third down. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get it up to the 27. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. The Eagles are in punt formation. And this will be his first effort of the contest. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
And that throw just too high for him.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent game, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
After the sack, another pass on second down. Complete out to the right side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Finds him over the middle. And they make the tackle at the 38. So that's halftime for us here. It's a 7-point game after our first 2 quarters. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up in Orchard Park. Denver heading east to take on Buffalo. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. It's C.J. Stroud with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are out in front in that one. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Falcons trying to hold on and claim victory. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football.
Story is halfway told. Let's see what the back
team
half
whose
has
defense
in
shows up
store.
in the
As we get started
is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
At the 4-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Philadelphia has its offense out to start this third quarter. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Lone back gets the handoff. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He beams one deep, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down. Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often, coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt, I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You could know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, and now a chance to add to this lead.
Chicago getting set to take the field now. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up second down.
Here we go, set.
Throwing from the gun here. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Completed over the middle. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Sending a receiver left. First down from the red zone. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying again, following the sack. That one's complete, right side. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They're throwing it. Has it in close. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Elliott does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Chicago! These guys push their lead further to start the half. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That one's caught along the left sideline. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
And he's brought down for a loss. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Offense to the line for second down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He finds Laporta. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
First down, ball at the 36. Dropping back to throw. Short pass brought in. And they take him down right along the 30.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That one gains 7. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Back to throw. Finds Laporta. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Simple dive up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They give it to him again. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. Now this offense ready to head back out. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Cut out left. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Plowing up the middle. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. That's a 42-yard line.
Back to the well again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
He was taken down.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that run. any chance.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's still just a one-score game as we resume play in the 4th. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Setting up a throw. Finds a man right side. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the Eagles' 33-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with a running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Hits his running back. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. He'll throw it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll throw it again. The throw is caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Has it down close. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
They'll try this extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys double their lead to 14. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Eagles are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Laporta with a grab. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
He won't be able to make the catch. It's incomplete.
I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
Irving hauls it in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
That's cut beyond the marker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, you know exactly what term I think of in a spot like this. Sticking his face in the fan. Because there are a lot of bigger bodies for a corner to sort through right there in the middle of the field. But he still charged in, made that stop happen, and I promise you, his teammates notice.
Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
False start. Offense.
There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. He's dropping back to throw. Brought in right side. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Looking for a throw here. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate. It takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they bring him down around the 34. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
First down, Eagles.
He's going to throw this one. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Working quickly here. To throw it on 1st down. Davis there to grab it. And they make this stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense in the hurry-up here. Throw on 3rd down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Eagles losing by 14. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. Goal to go. It's a pass play. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. 2nd and 3 now. Now a give running right. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on first. Crosses midfield, still going. And he's finally hauled down at the 43. The Eagles decide to spend their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. It goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
They send Hill right. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. Setting up for the kneel down on third.
Leads to 3rd and 11.
They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. What is going on here? He doesn't let this one go into the end zone. He's going to return it from the goal line. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory.